say welcome back. This is our second video, whatever.
Or I just want to use that. So,
So,
so we're back with Scarlet. And this is Mahiru's team. I know the name's longer of the coach, but I don't have it in front of me. I know.
Yeah. If there's any names we're mispronouncing, just let us know. I'd be a lot happier if you told me how to pronounce it, so I'm not constantly mispronouncing your name going forward if there is more videos to come. So as I said, if there's any mispronunciations, let us know.
Yeah. And this team is very reminiscent of last season's Feathers team because of the Steelrevolution mainly. Just it's not the same team, but it has the same vibes. You know, it's you have your clear grassy terrain core with the Rillaboom that sets the terrain. Gudra that has this passive recovery, Griffin and Barden, Sneasler and Barden. So this is already a really good core. Then you have your Trick Room mode with Slowbro and Amorous. Typhlosion can just use the tailwind that a really fast Griffin can set up just to spam those eruptions. And then three decent low pointers, especially Persian. So yeah, I think this is a really solid team.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I was actually like when I was drafting, I had just finished and I was quite happy with my own team. And I think it was that night it kind of just came to my head. I was like, God, how am I going to beat this team? Just the Gudra is just so annoying with constant, leftovers plus grassy terrain. You have Driftbloom from Burden and Strength Sap to constantly, get Intimidates while healing itself up. You have Sneasler, also an Unburden Mon. You have two strong fake outs. This team can go slow with Slowbro. This team can go fast with Driftbloom and Typhlosion, so you always have to be aware of those fast eruptions. Not sure how much Electrode or Golem come, but out of the other 8, it's a really scary team.
Mm-hmm.
Not the world's best Tailwind setter, but can't do everything.
I mean, if you can trigger Unburden
Tailwind.
Yeah, you take you need if you want to Unburden Tailwind, that means you need you have to have Rillaboom and Driftbloom out. So you're set in your.
You can.
You can click a fake out, then a U-turn.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. A tailwind into U-turn into Typhlosion is scary. It's something to be aware of.
I'll also say, I think I really like Sneasler in Grassy Terrain a lot more than in Psychic Terrain. The priority block is nice for when you're such a fast mon, but the halved ground type damage is just it's so good, taking away one of its weaknesses.
Yeah,
and it's blocking its own priority as well with the Psychic Terrain. Like Sneasler's going to be it'll be able to fake out now as well. So you won't know if the fake out's coming from Rillaboom or Sneasler. You have the option of which one do you think is going to do the most damage into the opposition's team. So.
Yeah, this is quite a scary team. I mean, at least this top 8, not something I want to deal with. I'm happy I'm not in this division.
Yep. Anyone in this division should be scared.
Yeah, I'm a little scared. I won't lie. It's especially when it's a newer coach as well. So we'll see. I'm sure I'll have a really fun game against this guy. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, and I just learned that Rillaboom gets snarled. What?
Yeah, it's
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
I'm kind of down for that. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to keep putting people on S, but this thing I kind of fuck with it.
I think high A, but if Tux wants to go S, I'm happy with S.
Let's balance it a bit. Go high A. I
Okay.
do think it can be an S tier team.
As the
depending on
teams
how
come
it's
out, we can
piloted.
move things
Yeah.
up and
Yep.
down a little bit if we feel like it deserves it.
Now it comes.
Okay.
This is a
Oh
banger.
boy. Oh boy.
Ah,
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that icy Windler set. You think you're gonna be moving first? Think again.
This is a team for sure. This is a team with 10 Pokemon. It's
Yeah.
Worst thing is, I think Kodie will win at least one game. At least.
Listen,
Yeah.
what can we really say about this team?
You
Kodie
need
seems
really
confident.
good prep against this. You need really good prep. If you don't have like a Chiyu, be careful.
Well, guess who has Chiyu in this conference?
Yeah, it's on the other side. So
Yeah. Look, if we're gonna talk about this team,
Oh, the weakness chart too.
oh yeah,
yeah, I just
This
highlighted
is
here
tough.
because I think these first 7 are like the most real on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still the Snowcloak, Articuno, Mamoswine. He's really hard. Okay, there's no Trick Room, but I guess Blaster is here. And Chimpao, of course.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think he wins a few weeks, just because no one will be able to hit the Articuno. Over 3 games a week, 7 weeks. There'll be a few.
Yeah.
There'll be a few.
He's confident. I've seen him. He's been talking. You know, he's talked the talk. Can he walk the walk? Now's the question. You know, if he gets a win or two, I think it's a win for the season. You know, I don't think playoffs is the goal here, but I'm sure he will think otherwise, and you know that's why he's a tough competitor. But yeah, I think if he could pick up a win or two with this team, he should be quite happy with himself. You know, he took Chimpao off me. That was my first pick, so I was a little annoyed. But yeah,
I think we know what we're. Think we know what we're all where we're putting this team, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think low A.
Top of S.
I
don't know. It's hard. I mean,
it's not hard. It's D. Come on, guys. It's a full team of ice types. Kodie's a nice guy, but let's not pretend that it's not a D team.
Yeah.
And I'm playing this guy, so when I lose eventually due to multiple freezes, you know, you can all look back at this video and laugh.
We'll pull the podcast.
I may be keeping a freeze counter for Kodie this year.
Oh, I
freeze
like
counter
that.
and an Articuno miss counter.
I like that.
Because this doesn't have Blizzard. No. So I wanted to see how many of these get Blizzard. So I mean, these 2, 3. No, Rotom. Yeah, Rotom does get Blizzard.
Yeah, it does.
So there's this 3 and Frostmoth too, I guess.
Probably Frostlass as well, maybe.
Yeah, probably. It also has Snowcloak, so
It's gonna be fun.
Oh
careful.
my god.
Wait, Mamoswine gets Snowcloak.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Piloswine. Too bad there was item clause.
Yeah.
Imagine 4 bright powders.
Wow.
Would not be fun.
Okay, Arcanine, another new coach.
Our second and final new coach of the division.
Yeah.
So
This
starting
team
off, we're going to talk about more ice types.
Yeah.
Iron Bundle is the engine that makes this team go, in my opinion. You'll get icy winds, booster speed icy winds, and that'll help the rest of his team.
You see, this is kind of the problem I have with the team, and you just might be able to shed some light here. Is I really like the icy. I think our build is great. Booster energy, icy wind control is fine, but it's like a lot of time, you know, Dragonite E-Speed Choice Band is great. You know, you're not really. There's a lot of times you won't be looking to use that. Like Snorlax is really slow. You know, you have like Flitch in there if you really needed it for the Tailwind support. Like other than Arcanine, I don't see like, you know, obviously it enables stuff like if you want to do like really powerful moves that aren't E-Speed with Dragonite. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think this is a good team, but I think the other team we looked at was
I think
not
Icy
Kodie's.
Wind helps Arcanine and Munkidori the most, because that 106 with almost the +1 given by Icy Wind makes you speed pretty much everything. And this thing hits hard. It has a 130 special with 2 really decent stabs. You know, the item of the
Frisk
really
is fantastic. Yeah, I might be undervaluing these loyal Tremons, and you might have seen that with the Pheasantipity team as well. I don't think I know enough about them, but for now, I'm just like,
I mean, about these 3, I think in draft, Munkidori is the best because of Frisk and Fake Out and all the utility it has. Okidogi is fine because it's like a budget annihilate in some sort. It's just bulky, Drain Punch stuff.
Yep, and with Guard Dog.
And Pheasantipity, I don't know.
And what's your thoughts on like the Trick Room version of this team? Because if you have Snorlax as one of your first few picks, you know.
Yeah, but your setter is Grumpig. Why?
Yeah, you got Grumpig.
I love Snorlax, but it needs a really good Trick Room setter with it. And this team doesn't really have it.
Especially, it can take a hit specially, but 65 defense, 80 HP. If it gets double teamed by physical attackers, it just goes down.
Yeah.
So, even with Munkidori out, a Covert Cloak will stop any semblance of a Trick Room.
I think these 4 bundle Arcanine, Munkidori, and Dragonite makes it a really decent team. It kind of mimics like a structure from back from series 2, stuff like that. Just you get your Fake Out with bulky Dragonite and Intimidates and your bundle. But then the rest of the team, I don't think Vulpix is coming. At least not being useful with it.
I think you just picked it to take it away from the Jolteon in the other division.
Yeah. Stonjourner does get gravity. He's the only gravity setter. So maybe Stonjourner Flapple is a thing. They have the same speed. A really bad one.
That was something I was cooking last season, but I didn't end up picking either of them, unfortunately.
So yeah, I think this is a team that it's like halfway through a good team. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's trying to split itself down the middle, but it just can't. It's not as good at either a fast mode or slow mode.
I agree.
It's a really top heavy team that doesn't have the tools to function top heavy. So
where do I rank this team?
Probably middle of C, I think.
I think middle C somewhere. I think it's better than is it better than the Smash's team?
I think Smash and Arcanine can talk, set up a trade for some Trick Room going in either direction.
Yeah, I moved them both up to A.
Yeah, and they move up both. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Now this is Void is a really particular coach because I never understand what they're doing with their draft. I don't understand. I didn't set up a single note in this page because I don't understand what's going
on. Yeah, I think it's quite an interesting team. I've grown to like Booster Valiant a lot more after last season, but I don't know. There's a lot of like for Tailwind, I feel like Moltres is like one of the cornerstones of this team. I just don't like having Tailwind. It kind of reminds me of Volcarona, where you want to be setting up nasty plots and stuff instead of using the turn to set up Tailwind. I don't think this team has a Trick Room setter. Oh, it does. You don't want Dark Valiant to your Trick Room setter. Like that's
it is.
You know, but at the same time, it does have Fire, Water, Grass. It has Spore and Redirection. I just, me, I value a lot on the speed. I just don't think the speed control is great, but there's a lot of setup. There's the Aqua Step, Moxie stuff.
There's too much setup.
Sword Stance.
I like the Seed Sour with Unburn and Halucha can get some play with a grassy
Oh, I didn't
seed.
even think of that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Something,
I don't know.
but
I used
yeah,
Moltres in the last BPL, and I struggled a lot while having built the team really heavy around Moltres. I don't think this team supports Moltres at all, so this is dead weight.
Yeah.
yeah,
Does Void use Moltres in his
Yeah, they did.
VGC
Yeah.
tourneys?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, they could if something one of the most powerful things you can do is use a mon that you're comfortable with. So
Yeah.
look, this could be something that they're really comfortable with, and they can show us that it is a great mon. But I agree with Jay. I don't think this team is super built around it, and I don't know. But I'm looking forward to them showing us how it gets done.
I think something Void could do is as much as I did point it out, I think Arboliva here isn't super good for the team. I think what does he want to do? What do they want to do with neutralizing gas? Like
Yeah,
all of the mons here, except for Bon and Valiant, of course, kind of want their ability.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you can trade Arboliva and maybe Halucha for a Trick Room setter, or go the opposite direction and just trade Arboliva and Dragalge and just commit to fast mode, get something that can click tailwind.
Bro, I wouldn't even mind if they got a Trick Room setter just to hit a Prism with, like just something to block other Trick Rooms, and then if you really want to
Well, I
hit
mean,
the
if
Trick
you
Room
want
for your
to
Dragon
block,
Age.
you do have.
Oh yeah,
Trick Room.
no, yeah, but I don't like.
It's
like,
a waste. Yeah, it's a waste.
You want four good moves on Valiant. Like you're trying to find ways to fit Encore on Valiant, right? Like that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to fit ways to fit all these moves on. Like you don't want to waste two spots on like Imprison and Trick Room, and yeah.
This team is very lacking on the speed control department. The only real speed control is Booster Icy Wind. That's it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say to ignore the Trick Room mode, because like they got Bonnet, they got Dragalge, Arboliva. Those are three mons that work great in Trick Room, and even the base 85 speeds in Zero Legend Quackable, you drop an Iron Ball on them, they can work fine in Trick Room. So I think if you get a Tailwind set or Trick Room setter on this team, it becomes a lot more versatile, a lot harder to prep for.
Yeah, 100%. I would absolutely recommend that they get a Trick Room setter. Like that would be my number one.
Yeah,
my number one recommendation.
And
but until then,
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's really, really on the. I'd rather use the mono ice team, I think.
Yeah, I think. God, I think I think maybe low C, but I'm happy with high D. I don't think anything is as bad as the monotype ice team, which is my big problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think there's only one more team that's coming here. Well, we'll see.
I think Kodie would want to have sole possession of the D tier, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I think that'd be an honor.
I love it.
Okay.
I think we should skip this team, do it last.
Yeah, let's go with Rookie. And
okay, I have a lot of feelings about this team.
Go ahead.
And it's really top heavy with those five, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Scizor and Thunderous rely a lot on priority. Alongside Ndidi, that blocks priority. So that's my number one problem with this team. That's that's something. Other than that, though, if I get my opinion out of the way, Ndidi's a great Trick Room setter. It's great to have with Blood Moon Ursaluna. Amoonguss is great under Trick Room. Those as a trio are great. Thunderous and Scizor are great. the two of them just don't work as well together, you know?
Where's your other trick room setter? You got
Yeah.
Follow Me on Indeedee. You don't have another trick room setter to do the classic DD Armor Rouge stuff, where you force them to make 50-50 calls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is Armor still on the board for this? I think Armor is still on the board for this division. Like, get Armor.
I guess, yeah.
That's just like, and drop one of the big boys.
Yeah,
you know?
this team was also like in a bit of the. I did this. I made these notes late night.
Just drop
So
Thunderous for Armor Rouge.
I don't know why. Oh, right. I know why there's the mark here on the fire type. This team has an option of going with a sun mode with Thunderous, Lithium, and Tropius for some reason. So get yourself a fire type and you can actually do a sun mode.
Yeah.
So Armor
Leafeon's decent at Sun. I won't speak as much about Tropius, but yeah, I get Armor Rouge. That's my big take on this one.
Yeah.
And I'd even consider trading Scizor for something as well that isn't as reliant on a big priority move.
Yeah.
I think
also,
these two can be Armor Rouge.
If you're going with Sun mode, even you don't want Scissor under Sun.
Yeah.
That's never gonna end well.
This team has pieces, but it's like you had two different ideas and just put them together. Like, and the two ideas are decent, but just together it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So, like this is another one of those teams. I know I said this probably a lot about some of the teams, but this is like right up there with the 2 or 3 transactions away from being a very good team.
Yeah, it actually lines up really well because Armor Rouge is 17, so this can be a 4-drop, and this is Armor Rouge, and you are like a really top-heavy team, but you have options. I mean, it's a scary top-heavy team.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I think there's some top-heavy teams here that aren't that scary. Not mine, obviously, but but this could be scary. Like this is 2 transactions away from being a top team.
Yeah. Also, besides the Sunny Day mode, I don't know what Thunderous is supporting here. I mean, it's a really
can't use priority.
It's a really good special attacker with the electric stuff and all that. But yeah, you don't really take advantage of Thunder waving something or I don't know, scary faces and all that Thunderous does really well. So I mean, this is
unfortunately, I think for now this has to go in the Kodie tier. Actually,
really,
no. I think just because the dueling modes with it's so top heavy and the top heavy mons like counter each other out, so it turns like 20-point, 18-point mons into like half their value because they're all losing such a big part of what they want to do without the other piece around them. Like Thunderous and Psychic Train does nothing. Indeedee without another Trick Room setter does nothing.
Kodie's team might actually beat this team.
I mean,
it's got no fire.
I'm sure he can.
Ices, so.
It's 4. The top 3 of the top 4 are weak to ice. So, and then Scizor's bullet punches that's going to try and hit on the ice types are going to be blocked by Indeedee Psychic Surge. So, I don't think it's Kodie, but I think it's worse than Voids.
I think worse than Voids.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least with this one, I see a direction at least, even if it's a bad one. But there's it's going somewhere at least.
2 steps backwards is better than planting your feet.
And there's just there are 2 more
teams. Are trash talking about their teams too roughly, because like I think we are giving some good criticism, and ways for people to improve their teams at least.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I, I would take some of this on board, but at the same time, look, draft league is also fun. So if this is what you want to do, this is what you want to do. Like as long as the right way to play draft league is when you're having fun. So if this is what you want to do, if this is the team you want to run, if these are the ones that are your favorite, do it. Prove us wrong as well. Like could be good. But at the same time, we are also just trying to help with making the league as competitive as possible.
Yeah, yes, sir. We have Steelrevolution with the mobile Moltres. Or JLQ's better team.
The first 5 picks. No, even a little bit more. And then the Weezing comes in, and I'm like, what does Weezing do, though? Like, I'm not...
I mean, you get double intimidates.
Well, it's no longer JL's team, at least.
No, yeah,
because he dropped
not anymore.
Yeah,
JL ran away. He realized he got caught red-handed. He was like, "Oh no, everyone's have to realize what I've done now." What was left of my legacy is being tarnished here.
What legacy?
Yeah, his legacy went when Voyan made playoffs last year. So there's a lot of pressure on JLQ this season. But all the lack I give him and all the jokes I have with him, I think he'll step up. We'll see.
Yeah, but this is one of the 2 or 3 teams in the league that are just tailwind hyper offense, and you can see.
I love it. Yeah. I love those 4. Like I think I love Urshu single strike as a pick. Love Landorus, love Tuxmux. Yeah, absolutely.
So good.
I told you guys before the draft I had a dream. I had a dream about draft. I know. I had a dream. I took it as my first pick, and I was like, "Will I take this?" But I went for its brother instead. I also love Bruxish. I think Bruxish is like, I played against it at the local, and I realized, it's just it's like cheap Farigiraf. Like it has dazzling. It also has the strong jaw as well. I like this, and something that was actually ran against me at that local was the Bruxish with the power anklet Urshifu. So if you wanted to go Trick Room, you could and catch someone out. But what's the difference between Bruxish and Girafarig? Did they do 2 things completely different from each other? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what some of the mons do on this, but I think those 6 mons I highlighted are pretty good.
Yeah, I think these 4 come every time, and then you get 2 out of these 4 support mons, and that's pretty much it. I don't know what Plaguear is doing here, because you literally have Landorus, which is like the same.
Yeah. Kodie's gonna have a field day.
Or even with Altaria too.
Yeah.
3-4 times.
Oh my god, this is Kodie's 2nd win of the season right here.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think this team just will overwhelm some matches and win weeks because of that.
Prankster Tailwind Eruption can overwhelm any team.
Yeah.
And that's on top of the Urshifu and the Landorus. I'm excited to see what Steel does this season with this team.
I'm pretty sure he still has PTSD from facing me last season when I did that to him. So he's decided to join the dark side.
Hey, that's what happens. I build most of my teams off what people have done against me. Sure, a lot of the ones I picked, my team feels like a mix of some of like what Leo was doing, and then also what Retrieve was doing in another league that we're in. So that's what you got to do sometimes.
Yep.
Where do I rank this team?
For me, it's top of A right now.
I think it's an A, but I don't know if it's better than the 2 other guys' teams. I have ranked these solely on divisions by myself, and I have the Sligoos being ahead of Steel anyways.
Let me take a look again.
I think they're very close.
So, I think Sligoos can do more.
It's a lot less
I agree.
Straight line, linear in their game plan, but I mean,
it's overwhelming as well.
Yep. Sometimes, even if you know what they're doing, you just can't stop it, especially in a draft league when you don't have access to all the specific counters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Now we have 2 teams remaining. Yeah, the champ here.
Okay.
with
I will say I did help him a decent amount with his picks, so I will
Is
be
that
a
why it's
little
so bad?
biased. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
joking. This
Yeah.
is definitely in the higher tier of teams.
No,
Yeah.
it's a really good team.
This is amazing.
And
Torn
look,
and Tusk, like it's just such an opposing duo. Like it's incredible. And then I'd even highlight Empoleon there because one of the things about Tusk is that it doesn't need to run a booster energy. Okay, so you want to run Clear Amulet or you want to run AV, but having Empoleon means that you can afford to run the AV, or then obviously it's draft.
Mhm.
You want to change things up, but being able to be quite comfortable running the AV most weeks can make this mon not only so offensively scary, but also bulky as well. It's going to be a really hard mon to get rid of. He has the water, the fire. Oh, he doesn't have the grass, does he? No, it doesn't have that
No.
core, but it's a really scary team.
Yeah.
Rodom always doing well.
I'm also always
Tauros
a
intimidating.
sucker for a good Disquake, and this is a really good Disquake.
Gardevoir as well, as you said. I had Gardevoir for a while last year. I think it's another mon that isn't priced, as much as it maybe should be. I think with a scarf it can be great.
Mhm.
I think this is good. And
Yeah,
Weavile as well.
I really only have one nitpick, and it's Morpeko, mainly because I have no idea what it does besides like fake out.
Morpeko gets fake out, does it? I didn't even know.
Yeah. I don't really know what else it does.
And that one I didn't have any input on. He just DM'd me one day and said, "I have a heat pick for
okay.
VGC," and
okay. So there will be something for sure. Oh, it gets snarled, I guess. That's fine. But I mean, because I just look at it and without really knowing what it does. I see electric type, you get a Rotom, which is one of the better ones. And dark type with fake out, you have Weavile. So it's kind of in the middle. But if he has something cooked up, I trust him. So Morpeko, careful.
He's one of the handful of players where you can say now, like, look, we can nitpick against your team, but you have a chip, so we won't be going too hard into it. We know that you can, a good head on your shoulders, you'll be able to pilot this team well.
Yeah, and not much else to say about the team because this is one of the Tailwind teams that isn't a really hyper offense. This is a really well balanced team. Everything can come. So yeah, I'm quite excited about this team.
Yeah, I'm not excited to play it, but I'm excited to see how Feathers gets on.
Is this your week one?
Would you believe this is actually my week one match? The way the schedule is done is just so incredible.
The schedule maker.
Yeah.
Well,
again.
Let's see what you have to deal with it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. More Tailwind hyper.
This is a team of mons.
I love it. Oh wait, we didn't rank it. Yeah.
Sorry.
So where in Feathers? I think at least here, at least.
Yep. I put in my personal tier list. I put it above Fritz, but
yeah, maybe I can get behind. I think they are quite similar teams in terms of how wide they go on the balance.
Yeah, I agree with Tux. I think it's better than Fritz as well. I think
I'm
that's a nice spot for it.
Yeah, and then we have this one.
Well, on first look, I think this goes Kodie tier.
Yeah. I mean, what are you doing with a Squawkabilly? I don't know.
Well, Squawkabilly gets guts. It
gets.
Do you know what? Do you know what? This team's really bad. Don't bother prepping for a Feathers. This is fine. This is like, why would you draft these mons? Seriously. So I think we can skip right by this one.
Yeah, imagine that this team, but with Champa.
I think you should probably bring Intimidate, both your Intimidates in your first week, Ryan.
Yeah, would you believe? I'm not 100% sure if I will or not, but I'll get back to you on that one. I think this is a team where there's, a lot of the same mons are going to come each week. But when I built this team, that happened last year with Leo's team, and I loved it. Like I loved Leo's team last year. That was like one of the inspirations for this team. As another inspiration from another draft league I took from as well. And another inspiration was I was looking at top VGC teams at Worlds and what teams they were bringing. So Urshifu, Arcanine, Goldengo, great core. Just they cover a lot for each other. Attacking wise, that's where most of the damage is going to be coming from. You have the Prankster Tailwind, Volby, Trick Room if I want to go Godarita. But I think the Trick Room, as much as I would like to say there's a Trick Room mode to this, I think it's a lot more the tourist Trick Room than I'll want to play in Trick Room. But we'll see as the season goes on how it works. I'm such a player. I'm a coach who loves to draft wide, and this is probably as narrow as you can get on this tier list. So
yeah, because I mean, especially this first week, you're already facing another Prankster Tailwind with a base speed which is higher than yours on average. So
this is a really bad matchup for me.
Yeah, but I mean, this team, you get these 5 and then one of the rest, and you roll with it.
One thing I'll say, I was just quickly thinking to myself about Terra Dragon Goldengo, which is the new meta VGC, and this division does not have many good fairy types. There's Feathers has Gardevoir, and Mahiru has Enamorous T, but you look at the other teams. Oh wait, no, Void has Valiant. Look at the other teams. Other 4 he's gonna play. There's no good fairy types, so
yeah, because Sylveon is still on the board for some reason.
yeah, so you're
I don't think Goldengo needs to hit super effective necessarily. I think
not at all.
I think Goldengo is probably like, just looking at it from a VGC standpoint, like I just can't believe how underrated I had it in like Reg A. Like it sticks to now. Like it's meta defining like a year later,
I just want to say my Regulation A team, Murkrow Goldengo. I was there first.
Yeah, I'm very late to the Goldengo party. And another thing I'd say about my team is also it's not a style of play that I'm used to playing too much, in my opinion. So it's going to be a fun season. It can go one of two ways. I don't think I won't make playoffs, but we'll see how this goes. There might be a transaction or two to come, but I think it will really overpower a few teams. We'll see how it gets on against a wider team like Feathers this week, but I'm quite happy with the team as is at the moment.
Let me take a look at this again. Yeah, I guess they're
the best team in the world
of this conference.
I don't think it's the best.
Do you prefer the special one, the special version? No, I mean this one is also really good.
I like it because it does have a Trick Room mode. That's mainly my thoughts on draft teams is the more you could screw your opponent over in prep, the better the team is. And having high tier mons is just a bonus, really.
I thought that as well until last season. And I'm a bit scarred still from last season, so this is
I mean, look, I'll put it second just because last season both hosts we put ourselves on the top and that looked really bad. So you have this.
I just don't want Ryan to have the satisfaction.
Yeah.
Well, I already have it, Tux. That's the main thing. I'm sitting here with a grin on my face, knowing that no matter what happens, I have an S tier team, and Tux was part of the decision. So it's the way it is,
Listen, just wait until we do division.
Bro, if we play each other in playoffs, that's when the sparks will fly. That's what I'll say. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm really hyped for that.
Guess who choked their top 8 last season?
Yeah, guess who can't get by the top 8 in anything PPA related? Me.
Hey, you didn't lose to Vihan, I guess. That's all I'm gonna be saying for the next few seasons.
Yeah.
But well, we have many more teams to cover, but that will be on the next one. Because this is already running pretty long. And we want their attention to be up. So see you in the next one.